Hey guys, Froz3n here, and I'm going to be bringing you a video on how to game the auction house for money, and also how to make your character as good as possible. I'll also show you my character in the process. I'm going to be doing this from the perspective of a barbarian, but most of the things I do apply to the auction house for any character. But anyway, yeah. Here are some examples of stuff I've just sold. As you can see, I don't have very much money right now, but that's because I bought a load of stuff and then resold it. This is rugged manacles. I bought these rugged manacles a couple of minutes ago for 599,999, and I sold it for 849,000, which is a lot more. As you can tell, it's 249,000 more. But yeah, I'll just get this money. The bear vestments, I have no idea how to say that. I bought for 150,000, sold it for 300,000, which is a 200% increase of what I sold it for. And I've already made more money than I ever spent on these items back. So yeah, I also bought this with the amount of money I've made already, and this will sell for another 500,000, which means I would have made another. I started off with 900,000. I would have made an extra like 700,000, 800,000 by the time this is sold, which is a good thing. All right, I'll show you how to. I'll show you how to do this. Basically, you have to know the average prices for a certain set of items, which are a maximum 500,000. Right, and this way it won't show any items with bids on it. It will show items with buyouts on it. So if an item doesn't have a buyout, it won't be shown. Strength and vitality are the next key stats for barbarians. Barbarians want vitality more though, so they can have a large amount of life. So I'll put 150 vitality. Oops, I put 5 million. Yeah, right, okay. That was maybe a little too high, so I'll put 120. You'll want to be looking for items which are got 1 day, 11 hours left, or 1 day, 12 hours, which are usually the best items which haven't yet sold. Most really good items sell really quickly. So stuff like this, quite good. But you want to be looking for stuff that's really overpriced, doesn't really quite amazing stats for its level. This is a socket, which is useful, but hasn't got quite enough strength. This belt looks pretty good, but yeah, it might be worth it, but it's not quite as cheap as I'd like to sell it for. 1 day, 11 hours. Gloves aren't quite as useful, because on those you want like attack speed and crit damage, that kind of stuff. For most classes anyway, just so you can beat those rage climbers on the inferno mobs. But yeah, right, I didn't really find anything that amazing for there, so I'll keep looking until I find something. Here's some level 63 items. That is a really good item because they have physical resistance and strength. But okay, I'm gonna have a look at the pants, see how well that compares to the other ones there. You have to be quick with those as well, otherwise they sell quickly. This is at the top. It's got high armor and quite a low price compared to the rest of the ones on this page. 1 day, 11 hours left. Looks about right. That you could probably sell for twice as much if you were lucky, since it's got better armor than the rest of these at equivalent stats. And it's got a bit of intelligence thrown in as well. So yeah, you could probably sell it for 600,000 if you wanted to, considering these are not better really. Except it does have a lot of physical resistance, which is what you want really. So yeah, I would buy those. You could probably sell them for 600,000 easily, if you wanted to. Here's an example of some soldier shoulders I bought, really cheap I think. The gear, I bought those for 100,000. I mean, those are worth way more than 100,000. I'm selling for 500,000. 80 resistance to all elements, that's like the highest you can get. Magical find and life percentage is all anyone really wants. And strength. I mean, it could be better. The intelligence could be vitality, or it could be more strength for a barbarian, and the level requirement reduced by 5. No one really cares about that unless you're level 55, but you probably won't be able to afford this good items at level 55. That could also be added into the strength or percentage life or vitality stat. But anyway, yeah, that's how to game the auction house. Another actually an area where is really underrated. If you go into shields with a high block percentage of at least 8%. People usually underrate the block chance statistic on these shields by loads. I mean, It's one of the biggest, most important stats on a shield you can get. For example, my shield here, it's one of my favourite items. I got it for like 100k, which is ridiculous. It's got physical resist, strength, vitality, 29% block chance. That's like almost as much as a storm shield. Except with the storm shield, the block amount is actually less. So effectively, this blocks more than a 32% storm shield because it blocks a lot less damage each time. This is a really, really good item, except for the poison dart damage because no one cares. But yeah, it's also not a perfect item. But I got it really cheap. Most of my armor I got really cheap, and is actually good enough to get me through Act 3 and probably Act 4 of Inferno. I'm not quite there yet though, because I just spent more time in the auction house than actually playing the game. But yeah, 28% block on this. All resist, I mean, 67,000. And it's got 1300 armor. I mean, it hasn't got really important stats, but just compared to the rest of the stuff on this page, it's really good. Like this, 23% block, that's got 28% block. That's a big difference. That's going to block a lot more. This has only got 19% block, because shields can go anywhere from 10 to 20% block normally, and then they can get the extra block percentage on top of that. Yeah, so this is the 11% blocked shield. It rolled for 11%, but it's also got the plus 8% block stat, making 19%. Right. Most of this stuff is too expensive to buy, except for maybe this for 100,000. Except it's only got a 19% block as well. It hasn't really got any useful stats. Plus 11,000 life on health globes. That's a lot actually, but not really one of those stats that people look for when they're buying stuff. I might buy a shield quickly here if I can find one. I might quickly hurry this up, put in some all resist of at least 30. Percentage life, all resist, 30,000. I mean, I don't know why people don't buy this stuff more. Oops. Never mind, I closed it accidentally. Yeah, okay. Right. I will show you my character now. I haven't really dyed any of his armor or anything, so it looks kind of stupid. But never mind. Right then. I haven't actually played as far as I can get yet. I'll show you my stats with Warcry. Actually, I'll remove Warcry. I'll show you my stats without Warcry. I have 15k DPS, almost 1200 strength, and 1700 vitality, which equals 72,000 life. When I have the I have plus 18% total life as well because of my my chest and my belt. Right, these aren't the most amazing stats, but I do have a few key items, but a lot of items could be improved more. I haven't really spent that much money on my gear though. I mostly like managed to snipe it off the auction house for really cheap compared to what it should be. So like most of this stuff was like, I think the most expensive things were these legs for about 3.5 mil, and the rest has been like maybe the mil maximum. And like some of the stuff was ridiculously cheap. Like this was 100k. This was maybe 5 mil actually. Now that I think about it. This was ridiculously cheap. Those are amazing gloves. I mean, 77 all resist, 87 strength, 140 vitality. But the crit damage and the crit chance, that is ridiculous. That like increases my damage loads. Like if I take these off, damage goes down to 13k. Oops, I'm getting attacked. I think. I'm not sure where from though. Yeah, here's an elite pack actually. Right, I guess I'll show you some gameplay now. I haven't got any life on hit, which is a problem really. As you can see, I'm tanking these pretty well. I mean, if I had life on hit and stuff like that, I'd be doing a lot better. I do a lot more damage when I'm in Wrath of Berserker. Of course, I have the 200% damage rune on it, so yeah. There's a Vampiric, Wallers, and Fire Change. I think I'm tanking those Fire Change right now. That's a normal mob though. If you can hear me spam clicking, I'm just spam clicking Revenge. It's my most important ability really. Since I have no life on hit, it's the only thing that heals me. Yeah. I'm missing a few items in my build, really. I should have a Justice Lantern for the increased block chance. But as you can see, the amount of times my screen says block on it is still quite high. I think I have like a 39% block chance or something. But I could get up to around like 49, 48% with a Justice Latin. I'm using Threatening Shout and War Cry. Threatening Shout decreases the damage they do, and it also has a movement speed to use, so I can run away from them if I need to with the broom. Probably not the best build, but I don't really care because it works. I don't really play this game that much. I just go in the auction house. I don't know why. I kind of find the gameplay really repetitive. But alright, this guy's almost dead. As you can see, I didn't really have any problems killing one of these elite packs. Sometimes it could have a lot worse stats though. These are all terrible items. I'll take them anyway and just sell them. Right then. Yep, I got 11,000 armor with Warcry. And my resists, since I have Warcry on all the time, I mean this is pretty much what I have. 1200 physical resist, which means 80% reduction in physical damage. Most mobs attack you with physical damage, melee, so this is probably the most important resistance you can have, which is why my shield has it, my helm has it, because it's much cheaper than all resist. My shoulders have it as well. It's one of the most important stats really. But all resist is more useful if you can find it. Armor also gives you a massive reduction, which is why it shouldn't be underrated. And 10 intelligence also adds to all resistance. Yeah, fire resistance is also quite useful because the molten stuff. But as you can see, when I don't have Warcry on, it goes down to around 500, and my armor goes down a little bit. 37% block is what I have, thanks to my Helm of Command, which adds 8% chance to block, and my shield, which is 29% block to begin with. My rings, it's got physical resist, all resist, vitality, and attack speed, which is pretty much all you want. Once your strength is high enough, about 1100. After that, you want to start stacking attack speed as much as possible. Physical resist, resist to all, strength. What more could you want really? Maybe some vitality would be useful on there, but I got a bit plus armor to add to my damage reduction due to armor. Yeah. This is really good because there's strength and vitality, but it hasn't got any life on it. I bought this before the patch, which would nerf attack speed, so it's got plus % damage and lightning damage on it, which is really good considering items with attack speed were the ones which sold the most back then. But since after the nerf, this is like probably one of the highest weapons available with loads of vitality and strength. Yeah, I'll just show you a bit more gameplay here. Since there's so many mobs, the second my revenge procs, I should be able to get all my health back. What the hell? Why is it never proccing? There we go. Yeah, as you can see, I got pretty much all my health back instantly just from revenge. I'm not doing a load of DPS, but I do have enough DPS to be able to kill. Okay, I'm at top of the mobs now. Yeah. When I crit, I do a lot of damage because of the plus crit chance, plus crit damage on my gloves. It's a stat which is useful for demon hunters, but also for barbarians if you can get it. I was really lucky to get those gloves, like I said, and my shield. Yeah. Most of those items are really expensive unless you manage to snipe them quickly on the edge. These things are really annoying. Oh god, here's a really difficult Vulnerable Millions, Arcane, what the hell? This is why the game isn't fun, this is why I don't like playing it, it's because you're meant to feel powerful, but you don't. It's annoying. And I really don't have enough life on hit to survive this kind of stuff. I mean, I probably could, but I'd have to use like potions. I'm kind of wasting my rations to go run these. I just have to keep running away, revenging every time I get that proc. Okay, lag.
Still recharging. I need aid.
Probably gonna die. Yep, I died. There's not really too much you can do against those, to be honest. I mean, life on hit, life regen per second, that kind of stuff maybe. And loads of auto resist, but I mean, some of the mobs in the game you just have to die to, because it's just ridiculous. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. I'll just quickly repair and then see if I have it, if my items have sold. Right. Nope, it hasn't sold yet. Okay. Oh, that's 1 day, 12 hours. I'll buy that. Yeah, physical resist, strength, vitality, quite a useful ring right there. I bought it, as you can see, 80,000. Probably be able to sell it for twice that right now, just for a quick sell. I'll put it up for 139.99. Always put 139.99 instead of 140, because it's just a psychological thing with people, really. And you always want to put the starting price at least 15% more than what you bought it for, so you don't get so you at least make back what you've made. That should sell quite quickly. Yeah. Ooh, what's that? Lark Shinbone. That looks pretty pointless. Anyway, thanks for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, as you can see, the ring is sold for 120,000. That's all I wanted to say. Purchased 80,000, sold 118,000. I mean, yeah. What more do I have to say? Thanks. Bye.